Okay, welcome to today's video. This video is going to be a full comprehensive guide on lean bulking, why you should lean bulk, how to lean bulk, when you should lean bulk, for how long should you lean bulk. This is all based on my full transformation and what I did, how I lean bulked, my tips and tricks, my hacks, and just general guidelines to follow so that you guys have a plan and you're not saying, why am I getting fat on my bulk? Should I cut now? I'm obese. Should I go in a lean bulk? All these questions that you may have. Hopefully, this guide will show you how exactly to go about lean bulking, if lean bulking is right for you and your body type. In particular, I'm going to be covering 2 different body types, touching on 3 different body types, and then saying how to lean bulk if you look like this, if you look like this. And yeah, so let me get on with the vid. So this was me 5 years ago, and the reason I put up this photo is just to give you guys a reference point as to how I looked at the start of my gym journey. This was literally the day before I started the gym, but more importantly, it's because this is what my physique looked like at the start. So as I show you my transformation and what I did to transform, hopefully some of you guys will be able to relate to this, skinny fat, bad genetics, hard to put on muscle, hard to lose fat kind of physique, so that you then know with what I say whether or not it will work for you, given that I look like this. So just a bit of background. I was always the weakest guy, in my sports. Even when I started the gym, I was always like struggled to put on strength. Just naturally didn't, come to me. Strength gains, muscle gain. But obviously, when I was starting out, before I started out, I was just eating like shit. I was drinking a lot. I was eating McDonald's, playing Fortnite all day, eating ice cream all day. So, nothing was optimal in my life. So obviously I looked like this, right? But fast forward 1 year, I'd made some, newbie gains, noticeable gains, right? But, this was just without tracking my food, eating whatever, pretty much eating the same, junk food, drinking. And, I got away with it because newbie gains are OP. You can literally grow from anything. Like, you're so primed for muscle growth that whatever you do in the gym, you're going to see results. It doesn't matter how bad you eat, sleep, or train, you will still see results. But this physique stayed with me for a year after, right? So in my second year of training, I didn't see any progress. Like, literally didn't get stronger, didn't get bigger, didn't lose more fat. Something was obviously wrong. I was getting frustrated. I was really just stuck and annoyed that like I looked the same after 1 year, literally of zero progress. And obviously I was still not tracking my obviously I know now why that's the case, right? I wasn't tracking my calories or macros. I was, not training properly, or as well as I could have. And obviously I know the answers now, but at the time I didn't, right? And I was wondering why I wasn't seeing progress. And that's when I started to really educate myself on fitness and nutrition, dialing my training, but more importantly, dial in my nutrition. Start learning about how do I eat so that I can put on as lean amount of muscle as possible with a minimal fat gain. And so fast forward 2 years, okay, 2 years of dialed nutrition and training, and this is what I got. Okay, this is my post lean bulk physique. Obviously, this is like amazing lighting with pump, and I was lean, so this is not what I look like, obviously. But bottom line is, I literally gained like the most muscle I've ever gained in my whole life in a few months after entering a lean bulk, a calorie surplus. But obviously I was eating the correct food as well, which I'll come on to later. So that just shows you the power of giving your body what it's craving: better food, more food, coupled with hard training and good sleep and cold showers and meditation, all that stuff, will let you build muscle faster than you ever thought you could without putting on fat, even losing fat in some cases. I would say I'm as lean as I was in this photo as when I started my lean bulk, which shows you the power of doing a lean bulk properly. So here's exactly how I went about doing it, the foods I ate and how much of it I ate, and basically breaking down for you a plan to follow for a year so that you can literally become unrecognizable. So first, I'm not going to touch too much on training because obviously you guys know the basics of training. I've covered a lot of stuff on training, but obviously at least 2 to 3 high intensity workouts per week, taking a couple sets to failure per exercise, 5 or 6 exercises per workout. And getting stronger, progressively overloading, getting some heavy, PRs for 5-6 reps on weighted chin-ups, pull downs, rows. Your chest presses, your shoulder presses should be hitting those 80-pound dumbbells as well for reps, 5, 6, 7, 8 reps. This is going to help you build hard, dense muscle, which is going to, you're going to keep that dry, hard look during your lean bulk. It's going to help you do that. And obviously it's going to help you get stronger as well, which is important for muscle growth. And for supporting high testosterone levels as well, which by extension loops back around and helps you support a leaner, harder, and more muscular body. So the basics of training: control your reps, control the negative 4-second eccentrics, 2-second pauses in the stretch, 2-second squeezes in the contraction, and training hard. Okay, but I would say more important part is this part. If you are playing Fortnite all day like I used to, and you're wondering, why am I getting fat if I'm lean bulking? Shouldn't I be, getting shredded whilst also putting on muscle? How come I'm getting fat? Like, should I cut now? No. The reason why is because you're sitting on your arse all day, bro. If you're sitting watching TV, Netflix, playing video games, lean bulking, don't be surprised if lean bulking isn't working for you and actually you're just getting fat, or actually you're not putting on muscle, or at least it doesn't look like it because you're not shedding the fat, which you could if you were to do your cardio. So even if you're doing your 3, 2, 3, 4, 5 workouts per week, you're dialed in your training. If you are not walking in between meals, if you're not hitting your 10K steps a day, if you're not doing your low intensity steady state cardio on your treadmill or your seated bike, don't be surprised if you are not lean in your bulk. Okay? If you want to be lean, healthy, high testosterone, you have to be walking constantly throughout the day. Don't be sitting for more than 2 hours at a time. Get up and walk in between your meals to help with digestion, nutrient allocation, and obviously calorie burning. And if you really want to basically just put on muscle and zero fat, walk 16, 17K steps a day. Okay? 17K steps a day. This is going to help you be as lean as possible in your bulk. Okay. So again, if your step count is sub 4,000, 3,000 steps a day, lean bulking is not going to work for you in the traditional sense, in that, yeah, you may pack on muscle, you may get stronger, but you won't keep that lean look. You won't keep that muscular lean look that you're looking for, because you are not walking enough, you're not burning enough calories to stay lean in your bulk. So make sure you are not living a lazy lifestyle. You're doing your morning walks, you're getting your sunlight, you're doing your ice baths, you're walking in between each meal, you're doing your, incline treadmill walking after the gym or in the morning, whatever you want to do it. But that's so, so important in staying lean when you're eating in a calorie surplus. Trust me. It also helps with monitoring your glucose, playing with your insulin sensitivity, which is going to help with ghrelin signaling and leptin signaling, which is, responsible for your hunger and your cravings. And, it really helps you obviously digest after meals when you walk, but also basically when you're walking after a meal, you're helping your body digest, send the nutrients to your muscles and burn through those calories. Whereas if you eat a meal and you sit down, you get lethargic, you get tired, that's just sitting there. It's not, the rate at which you burn calories is massively diminished if you don't walk between your meals and if you live a lazy lifestyle. So walk. Big advice. Next, nutrition. Now this is where you guys want to maybe take notes or pay attention. A lean bulk, for my physique in that photo which you just saw at the start, if you go back, maximum 200 calorie surplus, okay? 200 calorie surplus, and I wouldn't stray above this. The reason why is if you go over 200 calorie surplus and you have poor genetics, you're skinny fat, you will get fat, okay? You will gain fat more than you gain muscle, and then you'll get depressed, and then you'll be like, should I cut? And then you'll start cutting, and then cutting will work because you have no muscle, and then you just spiral. So just keep 200 calories above your maintenance, and a quick calculation to do that is 16 calories per pound of goal body weight, okay? Times your goal body weight by 16 calories, and that's how many calories you should be eating. And it should be no more than 10 pounds above your current weight, okay? Don't aim for a ridiculous heavier weight. You're not going to gain muscle that fast. So I'd say, 10 pounds adds to your body weight right now, and that times 16 is how many calories you should be eating. Especially if you have bad genetics like me. Again, don't stray over 200 calories. This way you will stay lean whilst putting on muscle. So you'll stay the same body fat, probably, or very close to it, if not even lose body fat. And I won't get into the details there. But the majority of your weight, the weight you'll gain, will be muscle, especially if you're, a beginner and very primed for muscle growth. The only exception is if you look like this, okay? If you're so skinny and shredded and you just have insane genetics for, staying lean whilst packing on muscle, like obviously like this guy, then yes, you can eat 300, 500 calories above your maintenance, but only if you look like this, not if you look like me. If you look like me, 200 calorie surplus, max, okay? Max. This is the only exception. These are the hard gainers who actually need 300, 500 calories to gain weight. Part 2 of Nutrition 101 Essentials. So here is where I'm going to get autistic with it, because you guys want a plan, right? You want a structure to follow. You don't want to be having questions. You don't want to be like, Frankie didn't tell me this. What do I do in this case? So for muscle gain, track your weight once per week, and you should be gaining 0.5 pounds per week, okay? You can adjust the calories if necessary. If you're gaining way too slow on a lean bulk, add 200 calories, okay? Maybe you're on the skinnier side. You may need to add your calories to start growing more. But if you're on the skinnier, fatter side, and you're gaining weight too fast because, your genetics suck like mine, then you may need to cut 200 calories from what you're eating at the moment. But the bottom line is you need to be tracking your calories as best as you can, as meticulously as you can, okay? I know it's hard for you sometimes. We're all very busy and, all that stuff. But the closer you are to knowing your macros and calories, the better the results you'll see. Simple protein intake, body weight in pounds times 1. That's how many grams you should be eating of protein per day. You want to split this up into 4 meals a day, 4 or 5 meals a day. Even 3 meals a day is fine. And 25% of calories should be coming from protein, 35 from fat, and 40 from carbs. This is just a rough, obviously, ballpark. You don't have to hit these numbers exactly. Just as long as you're around there, that is what I did and what I do, and that is what seems to be working for me. But obviously, if you want to up your protein to 30%, drop your fat to 30, and then keep your carbs at 40, that's fine. You play around with it, but this is just a suggestion. At the end of the day, I'm trying to give you as much info as possible so that you can, have a plan and follow it. Because if you don't have a plan, brother, you're not going to achieve your goal. And my biggest piece of diet advice for lean bulking, hands down, pay for your physique, okay? Invest in yourself. The reward is priceless. If you look like an ascetic Greek god, what wouldn't you pay to look like that? Right? Probably a lot of money you'd pay to look like that. So pay for a meal prep delivery service, okay? This is going to deliver your food on a weekly basis. Maybe eat half your foods from the meal prep delivery and cook half your meals. But really, really recommend you guys to find a cheap meal delivery service near you. Maybe it's not cheap. Well, suck it up. If you can afford it, do it, okay? This is your food we're talking about, which affects how you look and how you feel, which is incredibly, incredibly important. How you think, how you function, your energy levels. You need to invest in good food and don't just buy shitty food because it's cheaper, okay? Don't do that. And if you need, Make more money, okay? Let that motivate you. I know we live in a ridiculous time where healthy food is unaffordable, and it sucks, and it's unfortunate, and it's enraging, and inflation is the number one enemy of our generation. But use that as fuel to strive to be able to afford the food which you deserve, okay? And you have a right to eat. But anyways, I'm going off track. I'm trying to, bro thinks he's like Goggins or something. But pay for a meal prep delivery service if you can. This will help you track your calories and macros to a T. You'll be eating healthy foods, and you'll just essentially guarantee yourself to transform, because you'll know exactly what you're eating each day, because it tells you in the microwavable meals, right? So I really recommend you guys do that if you really just are serious about seeing results, and you want to invest in yourself, and you're not just like, I don't care. Okay. At the end of the day, do you care or do you not care enough to see results? But this is what I did. Okay. And this is like, I would say, just one of the most important factors which helped me transform my body, period. Getting a meal prep delivery service, eating the correct amount of protein and calories, because I knew what I was eating every day. Yes, it cost me money, but that was money which I would pay over and over and over again, even more, because of what it did for me. So yeah. And if you can't track your calories, and you really, really can't, and I don't believe you, but if you really, really can't, then just make sure that the majority of your diet are these foods, okay? Steaks, ground beef, chicken, turkey, salmon, whitefish, eggs, okay, for your lean proteins, and for your carbs, potatoes, sweet potatoes, white rice, fruits, veggies, olive oil, butter, coconut oil, avocados for your healthy fats, raw honey, broccoli, cauliflower, onions, garlic, ginger for seasonings and veggies, and protein shakes. And at most, you may think this is strict, but I'm telling you, if you look like me, as when I started out, if you don't have the best genetics, you can only afford to have one cheat meal at most, or one drink a week. I'm telling you, I know that sucks, but that's the reality, okay? But create meals with these create 3 or 4 meals, combination of these foods, okay? Lean protein with complex carb, vegetables, and a fruit 4 times a day. But make sure each meal adds up to your calories and macros. And if you want to eyeball it, that's risky at the end of the day. Okay, you'll never know if you're in a deficit, maintenance, or surplus. But if you're eating these foods majority of the time, no matter what you do, if you're training hard, you'll look good. But it's all about optimizing your muscle growth. Okay, and to do that, you should track. But if you want to, for example, I would say if you eat like this all the time, four meals a day, like that look like this, you will look very, very good, and you're training hard, and you're dialing and everything else. You will look 20% better if you were to track all these foods. Eat the same foods, but track them so that you're hitting your goal. You look 20% better, and 20% better looks a lot different than 80% of your potential. If you're 100% of your potential, it looks better than 80% of your potential. So again, it comes down to how bad you really want it. Do you want it bad enough to track your calories? And this is why I suggest meal prep delivery service, because it's just so much more convenient and easier to know what you're eating. So yeah. So for example, this is what something would look. That's what like a meal, a full day of eating would look like for me on my lean bulk. So morning I do a short fast, have a black coffee, do my supplements, sparkling water. Meal 1 would be fruits with a egg omelet and toast maybe. Meal 2 would be a steak or a lean meat, broccoli and potatoes, so getting in my carbs, protein and veggies, cooked in butter, olive oil, and maybe I'll have an orange juice or an apple with that meal. And then I'll go to the gym, and my post-workout, have a post-workout protein shake with 2 scoops of vanilla vegan protein powder with almond butter, oatmeal, strawberries, almond milk, and then another meal that looks like one of these. So lean protein, complex carb, and vegetables, maybe like chicken, rice, broccoli, or salmon teriyaki with rice and and an apple or something like that. Okay, but obviously, again, this needs to hit your personal macros and calories. Track as best as you can for the best results. Okay, simple as that. And that's it. Okay, commit to this for a year, and you'll literally transform. Okay, Now that you know how you should go about it, hopefully, and if you have any questions, obviously ask me in the comments below, then, it shouldn't be hard, okay? Get your head down, commit to this for a year, educate yourself, and, it's scientifically proven that if you do this, you will transform your body. And I hope I gave you the different body types to put into perspective on how much above your maintenance you should be eating. But for the majority of you, if you look like me in that first photo, 200 calories above your maintenance. If you look like the skinny, lean guy, 300 to 500 calories above your maintenance, and do that for a year, and then reassess. And if you need help with, creating a custom, like a lean bulking meal plan for you based on like what foods you like and your macros, like your height, your weight, how do you know how many, calories I should be eating, blah, 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 then I can help you out with that. Join my private coaching community, School of Aesthetics, and, work with me, and I'll build you a meal plan to follow based on like what foods you like and your goals. And if you want as well, there's a general meal plan. That doesn't have calories or macros broken down, but it shows you all the different types of basically what to eat in a day, but it isn't tracked. But it does show you the bodybuilding meals, which I use to build muscle, which is in the link in the description. That's a free one you can get. So thank you for watching. Hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.